Hi, I'm Maggie, and I'm a product marketing manager at Iterable. I want to talk to you about a problem and a solution to that problem that you've probably thought a lot about as a marketer. In today's world, where the average consumer has thousands of digital touchpoints per day, it's impossible for them to pay attention to every single message that comes across their screen. Research shows that consumers tend to prefer personalized interactions that occur natively within their experience and offer clear value to them. As marketers know, building integrated messaging into the user experience within apps and websites isn't easy. It often requires engineering teams putting in a lot of time and effort towards implementation and upkeep. So, what's a marketer to do? How can brands communicate with their customers with personalized, non-intrusive messaging? With Iterable Embedded Messaging. Embedded messaging was built for marketers and is the most flexible and comprehensible way to deliver in-app and on-web personalized messages to customers with minimal technical lift. So, how do you create embedded messages? Let's hop into that now. The first step in creating an embedded messaging campaign is to first create an embedded messaging placement. To do this, the marketer will log into the Iterable UI and they'll click on the settings toggle in the top right-hand corner. Scroll all the way down to embedded placements and click that. They'll click new placement and they can start to fill out the fields that they want to include in this embedded messaging placement. This is really like the blueprint for any campaigns that we'll create in the future that will then be targeting this placement. So to start, we'll put in a title or a name. We'll put in a description. And then we'll also fill in if we want any media to be included, as well as the placement type. Once everything looks good, we'll click create. And then we'll get a placement ID that we can then share with the app developer to actually build out that embedded messaging placement within the app. Once that placement is built out, then the marketer can go ahead and create the embedded messaging campaign. To create the campaign, they'll go to the campaigns page within the Iterable UI, and they'll click new campaign. They'll select embedded and put in a campaign name. We'll just select that placement that we just created, and eligibility will already be selected here. And we'll click create campaign. And now we can create the content as well as select the audience and delivery selections for this campaign. So when we create the content for the embedded messaging campaign, we can either browse from templates that we'd previously created to save time, or we can start from scratch. For today, we're just going to start from scratch to show you everything that's available to you. So as I mentioned before, everything that we input in the embedded messaging placement when we first created it, all of those fields are going to show up right here when we actually create the embedded messaging campaign. So let's put in the title for this specific campaign. And we'll put in some body content. And then we'll also put in a media URL to make this a little bit more of an exciting message. And then we'll also add an action button where we can include a CTA. And then once the message looks good, you'll click save or done. And now we can choose the audience for the campaign. We'll click select list. We'll choose a dynamic list. And then we can also choose the display priority for the campaign. And we'll choose select display priority. And this allows us to order the campaigns that we have for embedded messaging in order of priority for eligible users. So we can set the highest priority messages to go first, and then the lowest priority messages to go after that for each user. So we'll set the display priority. And then if everything looks good, you can send yourself a test message. And if that test message looks good, you can set this embedded messaging campaign live. And there you have it. Your embedded message is good to go. And if after pushing your campaign live, your strategy or goals change, you can change the target audience, message priority, or the content of the message mid-flight. And when you want to create a new embedded messaging campaign, you can easily create a new campaign targeting your already created placement. And with its non-intrusive format, embedded messaging allows customers to engage with the content when they're ready. So, are you ready to start engaging with your customers using their most preferred channel? Start today. Learn more at iterable.com/features/embedded messaging.